Where the Gator Bowl once stood, now stands this facility. TIAA Bank Field. ZA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Today, we have an all-AFC meeting between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Everbank Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. That's a nice, quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. This is complete. It's Matthew Golden. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Out of the gun, here's Hampton. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Down by Caleb Ransom.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door, bigger gap in the future.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Look at that power, deep left side. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive, and early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
Bombers.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Okay, you know I talk to you all the time about these money downs and 3rd downs and the plan you got to have. It's kind of like a manufacturing plant. You've got to manufacture open looks, and that time, the plant was closed.
Don't want to punt from here, but too far for a field goal as well. You're going for it here. Here we go on 4th, Nix. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on down.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Lawrence with it on 1st. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Finds his running back. This is Bashul to Ooh. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. God's man, Thomas has it. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. That throw behind his intended target. Could make the connection. Was looking for Ladd McConkey. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going. And that incompletion won't help.
They found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Start to the quick throw left, complete. And he's halted after about a 6-yard pickup. A stop made at the 36. Working quickly here.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Now Lawrence. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
This quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Lawrence, a quick throw out wide. Inside the 30. And he's going to be sent out of bounds on a play that sends them all the way down into the red zone. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
24. Go.
Back to the air, Lawrence. And he will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. What makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. 1st and 10. Okay, the wide receiver's going to get it to begin the drive. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. He gets 16 yards on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Houston.
One like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and it'll be a first down, Texans.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end. You need to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway.
First down, and they go right back to it. This one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and that time stuffing the run.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. This time it's a passing play. On the quick slant here, it's Higgins. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
To the line, here's 3rd and 3. Here's Nix. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Jaguars will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Intercepted. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's good for the Jaguars. First down.
1st and 10 from the 32.
Hey, run!
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's dropped underneath. Tootin. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. It's the Jaguars setting the pace so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive.
Here we go.
And off to Tootin. It's a cut to the right sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds after the big gain. Now down inside the 15. They're going to move the chains after a big play. 39 yards.
Okay, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you've got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
And drawn up here for Lawrence. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars parlay the interception into points. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. His 3rd total score of this game. Honest Little for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Jaguars stretch their lead to 21.
Texans nothing.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line. 1st and 10.
Ready! Tapping. Show.
deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Ladd McConkey. So it'll be second down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
He lofts one deep, center of the field. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Oh, my. Low kick and short. He completely mishit this one.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And they get him out just before he can move those chains, partner. It's a gain of 9 on 1st down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd.
All right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches.
All right, let's go. 30 left. Hey,
Out of the gun, Lawrence. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On 3rd down, here's Sutton. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Goes to the hurry-up offense here.
And the Jaguars first down.
11.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
1st down throw, Lawrence. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Azeez Al-Shire has it.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
First down now, ball at the 33. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity in any success for an offense.
Following the sack needs some positive yards here. It is 2nd down and 18. Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Motion a receiver left. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And no look there, that ball falls to the ground.
You never ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Punt meets him at the 28. And he's brought down before the return gets far.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Hey, hey, hey. Go, go. Here we go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. That's incomplete left side. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Ball still on that 34-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Hey, go, go. Go, go.
Escapes the pocket. He's at near midfield and still going. And he's finally brought down just a yard shy of midfield. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hey, easy. Route, route. Route. Done. It's on top.
Now it's Lawrence. This one's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back there. They're going to send him back to the drawing board now for 2nd down.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. So that's going to take us, Brock, to our 2-minute warning of this 1st half. It's the Jags in front here at Everbank. Texans are in the nickel. 3rd down.
On red. Hey, I'm gun.
3rd and long for him here. Looking slant route, complete. And somebody finally able to force him out there. So even with that quality gain, it will still wind up being 4th down.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
Well, apparently a little too long to run the field goal unit out. The offense staying put to go for it. On 4th down, here's Lawrence. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Offense to the line fast.
Jaguars 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Short pass brought in. He's got it in the red zone. And they haul him to the ground there. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Sink, rip, 23. Silver.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down. Working quickly here.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Lawrence to throw it. There's a screen for Toogie. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars butt racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars continue piling onto this lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Brose there for a Rondé Gadsden. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Can't connect on the throw to his running back. That's an incomplete pass. Takes him to 2nd down.
With each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. He does the slide down and he pays for it. Big shot sends him to the ground.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Ready. Bombers.
Throw here, 3rd down. Finds Benson out of the backfield. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Offense is set. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. Looking underneath here, Benson. And in he goes for the Houston touchdown. The Texans get their first points of this game just before halftime. Trey Benson, the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to really get your job done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans cut the lead by a quarter, down out of 21. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with.
Hey, run. Go, let's go.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Gonna let this one fly, deep downfield. Good coverage on that deep ball downfield. Throw knocked away, that's gonna send him back to the line for 2nd.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Easy.
Once again here, 2nd and 10. He's going to try another deep one here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Texans might be able to get some points late after the interception. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Trey Tucker to return it. And not a bad place for them to start, up past the 30-yard line.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. That kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. He is down to the 30-yard line. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And the Jaguars have a first down.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Go.
Lawrence with it on first. Escapes the pocket. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Still working from the 30 as they line this up. 2nd and 10.
Hey, easy. Route.
Lawrence working from the gun. Escapes out to them, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Defense just did.
And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
But once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
And on 4th and 10, they aren't moving. They're going for this.
11. Hey, come. Here we go.
They'll throw for it. And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Ooh, the wide receiver getting it to begin the drive. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Go.
Here's a design run. Now that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
You know, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Space on the right. He's got room. And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock, to have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
On his Little for the extra point. The kicker gets it. Oh, looks like he's going to throw it. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, that's a call you might see in the college game, but it's pretty dead and gone from the NFL, and for good reason. Even catching him off guard, the chance for success, extremely low.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. 1st and 10. Back to the air. Nicks after the pick. Connecting on the slant. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. Big gain. 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Houston.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Nicks from the gun. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Bombers.
2nd down. Here's Nicks again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling the preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. Going on 4. Here's Nicks. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he'll get this through midfield and start pushing into Texans territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And his short game gets them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. 1st down throw, Lawrence. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. That one was intended for Travis Hunter. So 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Rip, 23. There we go.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Dose of the hurry up here.
A loss of
Hey, Jupiter.
It's 3rd and 15.
3rd and long for him here. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
4th down, the offense is staying on the field. They're going for it. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And this play is nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it.
That's
Man, forget that was fourth down. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup on any play. And that gets him a first down.
At the 26-yard
These are
line.
24.
It's a handoff to two, running right. We'll cobble together a yard there as he's Al Shire that time on the tackle.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
30 left. That's on red. Son, this is hot.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Little tax on the extra point. And the Jaguars grow their lead yet again.
41. Texans 10.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Gets it downfield, on target to Gatson. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be a first down, Texans.
A gain of 16 yards.
It's Benson on the give. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
The tackle made at the 47.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Texans with the football and a chance to do a little window dressing here in the 4th. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Golden coming in motion right. Nix. The lateral goes haywire. Fumble. The fortune on the Texans side. One of their guys got to it. They're going to keep the football. Couldn't make the hook up with Matthew Golden. So now they have 3rd and short. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Just excellent effort on that catch and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Nix off the play action. Vacates quickly left side. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans putting up points in a game decided. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and the kick is no good. The snap was off the mark, and that leads to a miss hit on the point after. Wasn't accurate on the extra point, but he should be able to keep this between the sidelines, hopefully, as he sends this away. Tootin now on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Red on red.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play.
First and 10.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. He fires one deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. And this is going to be a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars keep running away with this. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His third through the air this game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. First and 10. It's Nix out of the pistol. Finds him on the crossing route. On the move, past the 40. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
From a great throw to a nice route catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They've got first down here from the 36. From the pistol, here comes Edwards. He's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on first down. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Finds a seam down the middle. And this is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10. From the red zone on first. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up second down.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Nix again on second and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Couldn't get it to Arondé Gadsden the second. So they're left facing third and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans making the scoreboard look a touch better. Brad McConkey with a touchdown. Now the offense and Knicks coming to the line and looking to tack on two more.
The Texans will line up for the two-point conversion.
Getting creative for two here. Wide receiver on the run. And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that two-point attempt. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Tootin now on the return. Escapes the defender. And he's brought down just inside the 25. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Hey, easy, Ralph. Here we go.
Tootin gets it from the gun. He's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He puts a man under it deep down the middle. Caught just shy of the goal line. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
1st and goal. Here's Tootin. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Jaguars continue piling it on here in the 4th. Ooh, baby, Brock. This one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up to the 35 to begin this drive. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one's complete. Amari on Hampton. And he's going to be hit and sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there.
Dude, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Sign quarterback room here. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
3rd down. They need 7. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
A 7-yard gain. And the Texans.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Texans trying to do some window dressing. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Shotgun snap to Nix. Cut down the field, Golden. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Gain of 15 there. And it'll be 1st down, Houston. Well, that right there is about the best you can hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. A quick slant, here's McConkey. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Chased out to his right. He can run it. And he's tackled for a 4th gain.
Positive that effort. He didn't go backwards. Didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, he didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on 2nd down.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Nix from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested captures, and he couldn't. I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and more importantly, to stop it.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Hey, Soko, hot.
They're going to pass it here. Forced out to his right. He's keeping it. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Rolling left, buying some time. Taking off with it again. And they're going to catch him right as he gets this to the 30. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Hey, James, hot. Here we go.
On play action now, Lawrence. Finds Hunter downfield. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Lawrence with it on first. He's not going to escape this. The Texans take him down. And that is 5 sacks for this defense in this game as their latest brings up second down.
At the 46-yard line.
So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And they're continuing to survive among the final remaining unbeaten teams across the NFL.